So, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Akashic Soul Wisdom Show with me, Natasha Harris. Where we're going to really be talking into a juicy topic today about how abundance can be seen as lack and show up as lack. And even when we're swimming in the field and the flow of abundance, we can still see the lack within it. Now, this is really a juicy topic. So, where do you feel perhaps a bit overwhelmed with things? Where is like lots of things coming in, but it's like, wait, it's too much. How will I find the time? How will I manage this? Where will I be able to show up fully for this? Where are you not open to receiving? So if any of those things really resonate with you, then this is definitely going to support you and help you. This has been showing up in my life in a really big way recently, and I really would love to share this with you because it's very subtle. And even if we think, oh yeah, I'm loving the abundance, I'm doing my gratitude list and I'm enjoying it, it can show up in really small ways. So do stay tuned. Let me know where you're watching me from. Do pop in the comments. I can see a few people coming on and joining me live, which is always lovely. And if you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay. And let me know if you have any questions at all. I will be happy to come back in if you tag me and answer those. So for those of you that don't know me, I go live in my Soul Wisdom, in my Soul Inspired Leaders Facebook group, which is a private group. I'm Natasha Harris, and I support conscious business owners to really support them to stepping into the next level of leadership and impact for the betterment of the environment and betterment of the planet as a whole, to raise consciousness, to shift consciousness on the planet, to stand in leadership and love through our lives and in our business. So if you're new to the Soul Inspired Leaders Facebook group, welcome. We've got lots of new members in the group over the last couple of weeks. If you're watching me on any other platform, then welcome. If this is the first time you have met me, and welcome into our beautiful community. So where do we see abundance that can be showing up as lack? Hey Marina, lovely to see you. Let me just see, how can I see that? Watching from Herefordshire, lovely. Just keeping an eye on the comments as well. This is a really big one. Now, I'm doing a program at the moment with a group of people, some of my clients, new people that are new to my world as well, all around money abundance and stepping into the flow of money. And it's really interesting the things that this reflects to us when we're looking at the money piece, but also around the abundance piece and how this flows into our lives and out of our lives in different ways. So we often miss the magic. We really, truly do. We are waiting for abundance. We're waiting to align to it. We're waiting to receive it. We think we've got our arms wide open to receiving it, but nothing seems to come. Or very little seems to come, or it seems to trickle in bits and pieces and come from different sources, but not in the way that we want it to. And so we can really see the lack of it. So especially for this, around this, what's coming up for people is that it's not appearing in the right area. So it's like we're working on our business, abundance or money is coming in, but it's coming in from directions through other people, through gifts or refunds or things like this. And so it's replenishing our money abundance, but we're saying, well, that's not how I want to receive it. So we see it as lack. We really want to start dancing in the flow more of abundance, that when we can see the abundance for what it is, we can invite more and more and more in. But what we tend to do is kind of say, well, it's not quite good enough. And we've all done it. So we all do it when we are oh, California. Hello, California. I don't know who that is. It doesn't give me your name, but hello and welcome. And yeah, so it's like, really, how do we step into this abundance and flow and create this momentum of riding that wave? We often say, oh, wow, something's come in. It's abundant. It's beautiful. Hi, Michelle. Lovely to see you here. It's abundant. It's brilliant. But we immediately shut that down by seeing the lack in it. It's not flowing from the right area. It's not coming in the right direction. It's too much. It's overwhelming, and all of these things. So the way that this can be showing up. So I'd just love you to look inwards for a moment and really reflect what is coming into your life. How might you be seeing that as some form of lack, or stepping into an energy of lack as a result of it. So I'll give you some examples. So let me know what resonates with you. Let me know how you might be doing it in a different way, because it's really insightful. And when we see it, when we spot it, it's really powerful to be able to change that around. So we might be seeing lack. It's like when we're showered in gifts, like people want to give us something, but we're like, oh, no, I can't receive that. Oh, it's too much. Like this was a prime example that my mother displayed to me last week, where it was like, oh, okay. So in the receiving, she felt it was too much and she couldn't accept it. And it was like, well, how does the other person feel on giving that if you're receiving that with, oh, it's too much? Like, how do we feel in that space? And we've all experienced that, and we've all had that. We are not open to receiving fully. It feels uncomfortable to receive too much. We don't feel worthy of it. We don't feel deserving of it. So we shut it down and we don't allow it to feel like abundance. Like, oh my goodness, being showered in gifts, being given something unexpectedly. Now, this might be in the form of a physical gift, or it might be in the form of a compliment. So sometimes, often, and this is something I used to do many years ago, was like, oh, if someone says, oh, that's a nice top, or your hair looks nice. Oh, I washed my hair this week. That's what, or this today, this week, I obviously wash my hair every week, but I washed my hair today. That's why it looks nice. And we can immediately shut down that abundance of flow of a compliment, of something that somebody notices for us. Oh, I love that new top, like that top of yours. Oh, this old thing, I bought it in a charity shop. It wasn't very much. Immediately we shut that down with lack. So we do this in so many different ways that when we receive things, oh, no, that's too much. Don't be so kind. Oh, how can I immediately give back to you to negate or counteract that thing you're giving me? So I'd love to hear if this resonates with anyone, because I know this is something that I used to do. Now I am very grateful to receive a compliment, very grateful to receive something. If people says, oh, I love that piece of jewelry, or that's really lovely. Oh, this is something I treated myself to. And I don't have to make excuses for it or something like that. It's like, oh, yes, this was a gift from someone, or this was like a beautiful moment of like, I wanted to treat myself to something. So it's really around, people compliment me on my curls all the time, but it's like, and I always used to say, oh, I hate my curls. It's like, oh, I wish I had straight hair. But it's like, why are we not flowing in the abundance of what we have? Now I embrace my curls. I love my curls. I'm not always trying to like scrunch my hair up. I just, it's all about being in that. So that's one way it can show up. It can also be in the process of like being given free stuff, like always thinking, oh, if there's something more that something is offered, it's like, oh my goodness, this is overwhelming. How can I possibly do it this much? So I have joined a year-long mentoring program, and it's full. Like there are so many programs, there are different communities and different groups that we can join as a part of it. And I was really stepping into a moment of overwhelm. It's like, how on earth can I connect with all these communities? How can I possibly have time to do all these programs? And it was a real reflection to me that actually what was being offered was more than I could probably do, but it was up to me to choose what I wanted to contribute in, what I wanted to do out of the programs, which I felt resonant to, which I felt were pertinent for me in this moment. I've got a year to do it all. So it was really a moment of reflection in that community that this was reflected back to me. It's like, how can you see so much that is being given for this year-long mentoring? And it was an investment. It was one of my highest investments ever. And I was seeing the lack in it. I was seeing the overwhelm in it. I was seeing, how can I possibly make the most of this investment if I can't possibly find the time to do everything? Rather find more, being offered more, and having things to choose from. So where are you in a community where it feels overwhelming, so you extract yourself from it because it feels too much, and therefore you'd rather just step away and go, well, that doesn't work for me. That was a bad investment, rather than just dipping in and going, well, this is what I want to do. I know this from many communities. I run another community as well, where we do offer a lot, and that can feel overwhelming. And what we've been trying to say to our community is there is no need ever to do everything that we are offering. Some things will resonate with you, some things will resonate with others. Take from it what you desire, what feels good for you, what feels abundant to you. As soon as you start to step into it's too much, I can't do it, and therefore you extract yourself from it, it feels like lack. So we don't see it. Where are there like opportunities arising and it feels overwhelming, like different things that are coming to you and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm getting given all these amazing opportunities. How on earth am I going to say yes to them? Sit with it, take your time, allow yourself to see which of those opportunities feel more resonant in this present moment. Don't have to say yes to everything. That is not what abundance is all about. If it's overwhelming, say no to something and come back to it later, and say yes to the things that are on vision to where you're going, but say no to it. You don't have to do everything. So again, where we're seeing all these beautiful opportunities that are coming into our sphere of experience, we go, oh, it's too much. So we immediately attach a lack energy to it. So we stop the flow of abundance from amplifying. New clients come in, new projects come in, and we go, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. And then, oh my goodness, how am I going to serve all these people in the way that I've been able to serve like less clients in the past? So it becomes overwhelming. Again, take a step back. Welcome them in, explain to them. This is where leadership and running a business with honesty, vulnerability of like, wow, I've just taken on a whole bunch of new clients. I don't quite know how to navigate this. So where I'm getting it wrong, let me know. I want to make this experience as amazing for you as possible. But where I'm not doing that, please let me know and we can talk about it. See it as abundance, see it as an opportunity to draw in even more. This has been so like where I'm seeing all these little things in very little ways, where we attach even the smallest percentage of lack energy to something that is purely showing up in the energy of abundance, we negate it. So want you to really become really super vigilant, super hypersensitive. Like, where are you bringing in all this incredible abundance and then going, oh, it's bringing up a fear, it's bringing up an overwhelm, it's bringing up like, oh shit, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm going to show up in this. Breathe, slow down, and see how you can step into the abundance. We figure it out along the way. We absolutely do. But where we're stepping into the overwhelm, it really isn't helpful. Michelle says, yes, I have felt fear around an abundance of business. A lack equals a lack of time. So an abundance of business equals a lack of time. Yeah, absolutely. And then we step into like overwhelm. So then we create resistance, and then we slowly see that trickle off. And then we're like, oh, what's going on with that? And then we've stopped the flow, and then we have to start again. This is how we end up on this cycle of, you know, like the peaks and the troughs of abundance. We go, oh, I'm running, I need more. Ah, amazing, it's more. And then we can't cope with it. We have exhausted our adrenals, we've exhausted our energy in trying to get to more. And then we're like, oh my goodness, I need a break, I need to stop. And then we go back down, and then we have to start again. We want to notice the abundance, notice where we're feeling like, oh, it's too much. Slow it down just a touch, a fraction. And then so we want to be doing this, but an upward trend. What I hear so many of my clients who come into me, we're doing this. And it's like we end up back to where we started from. Hi, Yvette. It's so true. Yvette says, I've done this before. I worry I won't have time, and shut it down. And we shut it down because we are stepping into the energy of lack where there is abundance. So it's really important that we notice the abundance that's stepping in, notice where we might be stepping into lack. Don't berate ourselves. Don't give ourselves a hard time. Just notice it, witness it, go, curious about that. What on earth happened there? Why do I feel this overwhelm, this panic, this sense of fear, this sense of, oh, I can't do it? And step back into the gratitude of the abundance, reassess what feels good, which bits of it do you want to step further into, which bits of it do you want to let go. Conscious awareness, start noticing it, and I can guarantee you this is so super powerful. We are all doing it to some degree. Marina says, perhaps my setback is not seeing that abundance could come in any form. I'm so used to abundance meaning just money. Money is just the byproduct. I love this. Thank you, Marina. It's like money is just the byproduct. The money has to come through somebody. It comes through clients. It comes through other people. It comes through mechanisms. It comes through an online platform, an online program. It comes through something else. And when those people show up in our experience and we attach the lack to it, then the money disappears, or the money doesn't come, or it doesn't continue to flow. The money is the beautiful reward, the shiny abundance bit that we equate it to. So abundance can come in any form. If you're doing my money program, I talk more about this tomorrow, but money will come through the path of least resistance. Money will come through the path of least resistance. So it usually comes in unexpected ways. It comes through other people. And we're like, why are they getting it? Partners, through a gift of something, of a refund, something like that, that we go, well, yeah, money's shown up, but it hasn't shown up as in a client. So it's not worth it. It doesn't matter. Money wants to be celebrated. Whatever form it comes in, it is a sign that you are resonant. And as you start to experience more abundance in your life, you are starting to resonate at that frequency of the abundance. So when you start noticing other people around you that are resonating in more money, are starting to experience more money around things, and you're like, oh, that abundance is being reflected back to me. Why haven't I got it? Again, we step into lack. We step into absolute lack around seeing it in our experience. And we go, well, it's not good enough to see it through someone else, so it's not going to happen for me. And immediately we step into lack, and all that reflecting back, all that experience, all those experiences outside of ourselves that are just showing us we're almost resonant to receiving it ourselves. We go, it's not good enough that it's being shown to us through someone else. So when you see money or seeing abundance through other people, celebrate that. Be excited about that. Go, oh my goodness, that means I'm getting to that point. Otherwise, it wouldn't be showing up in your experience through others. It just wouldn't if you weren't becoming resonant to it already. Michelle, I think this says, another example, I have leveraged my personal credit to fund my business startup. For a long while, it was overwhelming and distressing to feel in debt. But rather than feel a lack of cash, I have recently started viewing my strong financial foundation that I can tap to create massive value and more wealth as a true blessing. So I'm proud, and it feels so abundant. Absolutely beautiful. Now, debt is seen as a negative thing. Debt, when we are investing in something to create more, it is abundant. So where we are taking on, I don't like the word debt. When we're taking on a loan, an investment to create more for our future, we ride that wave of abundance and it will come back to us, and in a sense of even more. Where we are spending money that is not an investment in our personal growth, in our business, in our learning, or anything like that, then it can feel like debt. So where we spend money for a very expensive pair of shoes that we wear once, and we only and we're paying off for, I don't know, 6 months on a credit card on paying the minimum, you are not going to ever get that money back. That is just debt that you are accumulating, that you can't pay off, that you can't afford. So that is very different. So we want to see these debts versus investments very differently. That is really important. Thank you for that, if that's Michelle. Because I've shifted my view of funding the startup as a financial burden to an investment. Well, there you go. There you You've just said it. So thank you. Yeah, it's not a financial burden. It's an investment. So where something is an investment and we ride that wave of abundance, the investment will come back, it will pay off, and it will amplify. Okay. I'm so grateful for my line of credit and being responsible with it over years and years to get this point. And that's it. There is a responsibility to investment, knowing that you can pay it off, that you are working towards figuring out a way that your investment is going to have a return of investment and more at the end of it. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's huge. So when we can get overwhelmed and we can get stuck. And this is what we want to turn around. So if you're experiencing lack in any of these things or any other examples that you're coming up with, then please share them. I've loved these comments. This is beautiful because this is just like we can resonate with elements of all of this. I'm sure. Like it's so it can be so powerful. So you can absolutely turn it around. So Marina says, how do you get used to the habit of pausing and noticing? So this is becoming very, very attuned to our frequency, our feelings, our thoughts, and our results. It is slowing down. It is not foot hard to the floor. It's literally taking time to literally slow it down. I have learned, and it's a practice. It is a practice. I used to be somebody, and I've written about this in my book, in my ebook. I used to be somebody who was flat to the floor, foot to the floor, on a hamster wheel, running, going, I can cope with this. I can cope with this. This is brilliant. I can do more. Give me more, give me more, give me more. And it got to the point where I'd be going so fast. It was literally like being flung off the hamster wheel, ending up in a heap on the floor, going, okay, now I need to sit here for a while, a good long while, until I've got the energy to start again. And it was like a repeating cycle. I'd get back on that hamster wheel and I would do the same thing over and over and over again. And it got to the point where I don't think I was even 30. I think I was just before my 30th birthday, where I was like, if I continue this for the next 10 years, I am going into burnout and I'm going into hospital. It was like a wake-up call. And the practice that I started to learn was slowing down. When I started to notice I was back on that hamster wheel and I was going too fast, and it got to the point where just before I got flung off, I was able to slow down. Then after a period, I'd be going at a rapid speed and I wasn't getting anywhere near being flung off and I could slow down. Then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going a bit too fast. I'm going to slow down. Then it got to the point where I'd get on the hamster wheel and then I'd be like, this is stupid, get off. Now that hamster wheel doesn't even exist in my experience. It is out of my resonance. So this is a practice. This isn't about going from that to that. It is about slowing it down bit by bit. So I hope that really helps, Marina. Yvette, what you want to add? I feel lack when my time is being eaten away by what I perceive as too much work. I worry I will get out of balance. Money comes easy and I feel very abundant with that, but I protect my time. So this is really interesting because for many of my clients, it's the other way around. It's like the money isn't coming. So the thing is to like slam your the foot on the accelerator and keep going so we don't have time. You can learn and practice how you slow down while staying in an expansive energy that the money will come to you through the least path of resistance. So actually by slowing down, if the fear, see what can happen is two things. When we take our foot off the accelerator and we kind of go, I need to protect my time and I want to create more time, that means doing less work, so less money will come in. When we have that belief, that's the belief we want to start blowing out the water. So when you start to feel that, then it's about saying, how do I know that I always have enough time, the money will still flow, and I will still be able to ride that wave of abundance. So the money keeps expanding and your time keeps expanding. We get to choose where we have time. So first of all, Yvette, what I can recommend to you is look at where you are spending time that isn't resonant towards where you're going? Where are you doing things that you could be saying no to, that you could be doing other things with, that you could be giving something to a VA, that you could be giving something to a member of the family as a sense of responsibility, handing over something? So what is that need to protect your time? Have a look at those. There's a few different things that are kind of coming to me around that, but there's something there for you to look at. Where does protecting my time mean that the money might stop? So that's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, let me know if you've got any other questions. I've loved this conversation today. Thank you for those of you that have joined me. It's a real pleasure to share it. If you've got any other questions that come up, you're welcome, Yvette. If you've got any other questions that come up, do let me know, and start to notice, where might you be looking at the lack when the abundance is coming? It is really a powerful tool, because where we see the lack, where the abundance is coming, we slam the foot on the brake, and we want to keep that beautiful balance of like moving, building on the momentum. Is like when the car starts rolling down the hill, there's a momentum it gathers. There's no effort that is required to push your foot down on the accelerator. And that's what we can create. Money, time, community, all of these things, clients, we are all available to have that in an abundance. You're welcome, Marina. Thank you for watching. We are here every Wednesday, 2 p.m, talking about a different topic every week. Sometimes I pull a card. We work with the angel energies. Sometimes we do a powerful Akashic meditation and activation around a topic of abundance, love, something around that. So, and if you're in my Soul Inspired Leaders Facebook group, head over to the guides. There's one that is got loads and loads of topics from the Soul Wisdom shows. There are interviews with experts from all around the world, sharing their knowledge, sharing their wisdom. There is also the activation meditations there as well. And if this resonates with you and you would like to find out more about how I can support you to grow your business, tap into this energy of abundance, then please do reach out through any channel, through my website, mindbodysoulenergy.co.uk. Private message me, send me a message, and let's have a chat and see how I might be able to help you and support you into your next steps and stages of leadership and impact around the world. Thanks for watching. See you next week, and keep posting. Thank you. Bye for now.